let me see this. What is this? I'm about to give a quick breakdown on this US30 signal that I called out within the equity heist. Okay. So really quickly. Cool. So you see right here. Okay, I talked about buying US30. Okay, enter around 49110. So this was the before. Okay, so I'm going to go into what I saw on why I called this buyout. So let's go ahead and talk about that. All right, so why did I call these buys? Let me quickly delete this and delete this. Okay, put this over here. So come into the charts. If I quickly do a replay tool, okay, this was current price action right here coming to the charts. If I go to the hour, this is how price was looking. Okay, so this is US30. Let me switch charts because I actually marked this up on the futures chart. Okay, so within MYM, the futures, if you look at this level over here, you see that we have this nice 4-hour fair value gap that acted as resistance here, acted as support here, here, and over here. So this area was very sensitive, okay? Along with that, from this low to this high, you see we had a big expansion, okay? So what I was expecting was for price to retrace to discount, which is below the 50%, okay? And you see how this 4-hour fair value gap aligns perfectly with the optimal trade entry, which is the 70.5% level, okay? So now with that in mind, looking at Asian session and London session, you can see that we just kind of started accumulating longs, okay, slowly, accumulating. Perfect, okay? So now coming into New York session, I saw we had from this low to this high, okay, this was our current range. Okay, so one or two things are going to happen. I was first looking at this area over here, okay, to maybe act as support for price to keep going up. But you see that that was not the case at all, okay? If I go to the 5-minute, so at 8:30 open, you can see that price went up, took liquidity before having this flush all the way down. Now, while price was doing this, okay, we had SMT with NASDAQ, okay? So if I quickly show you NASDAQ, you will see that NASDAQ was making highs at 8:30. Look at 8:30. So NASDAQ was pushing up. It wasn't taking these lows. Look at S&P. S&P as well was in an uptrend, pushing up. So only US30 was taking out lows, okay? So that was my first indication, okay? So with price taking out those lows, I now went ahead and dropped down to the 1-minute time frame. And now the 1-minute time frame, as soon as price really closed bullish, okay, that was good enough for me to get in, okay? But I actually executed this on the 10-second chart, okay? So on the 10-second chart, what exactly was I looking for? Now this is pretty advanced, okay, what I'm doing on the seconds charts. But guys, these price action is fractal, okay? What happens on one time frame happens on the other time frame. So what I was waiting for was I saw we had this nice fair value gap on a 10-second chart that pushed price down. So the moment we started overcoming it right here, I went ahead and took an impulse entry. Okay. So let's just go ahead and press some buttons to simulate this, these buys. So went ahead and took an entry like this, stop loss down here. And then where are we targeting? Let's go ahead and get in here. Stop loss. So risking about $280, okay, to go ahead and take about $855 for a take profit one. Okay, so this was a 3-to-1. Okay, so this was the first take profit that I called out. The second take profit that I called out was this level up here. Okay, all of this right here, okay, price can easily come back into this level over here. So now our next take profit will be somewhere just up here, okay? So with this being the trade and the entry, call that out in the signals chat. Guys, once again, if you're not in the Equity Heist free signals chats, go ahead and go over to signals.theequityheist.com. Go ahead and fill it out. Since you fill it out, you will get an automated message on instructions to join the free signals chat. But with that, let me go to the 3 minute time frame and we're just going to play this through. Okay. So you see that pretty quickly, price got to take profit one. Okay. That is when I now told everyone to go ahead and take partials and go ahead and set break even. So at this point, this is now a risk free trade. Okay. And you go ahead and take partials. So here, let's just go ahead and take some partials off. Okay. So we've secured about $300-400, and now we still have runners going to run to our take profit two. Okay. We have these nice highs over here. Oops. Okay. Oops. This okay. So this closed the trade out. Okay. So price hasn't fully reached the take profit two yet, but as you can see, price is approaching there. Okay. So right now, price is battling this 15-minute fair value gap that pushed price up. You can see we had this nice rejection here. Price found support. So the moment price closes above this wick, price should be able to now get here, here, and eventually to these equal highs up here. Okay. So guys, if you were in the Equity Heist free signal chat, you would have been able to capitalize off of this beautiful high probability setup call. Okay. So this is basically a swing. Okay. On one of my other accounts, I am still in. I've already taken partials. I am still in holding this trade because we have a lot of liquidity up here to the upside. Okay. So if that was insightful, go ahead and follow the page for more and go ahead and get yourself in the Equity Heist free signals chat. And I'll see you guys inside the vaults.